Hey friends, thanks for watching and I hope you have a great day. So welcome to my story time while doing my makeup with me. So let's start. So I was at school the other day. It was just a normal day, nothing was special. We were in class, everyone half asleep, when then suddenly I heard a knocking sound. At first it was quiet. I thought maybe it was construction outside, but the window was shut, and then I realized the sound wasn't coming from outside. It was coming from under my desk. So I looked down and saw a crack in the floor. I was shocked. But first it was just a tiny line, just glowing. I never saw something like that, so I blinked, I rubbed my eyes, and the crack grew wider and wider. So before I could even react and think about what just happened, the floor split open. A blinding light shot out, and suddenly I was pulled straight down. I fell deeper and deeper until I landed inside a tunnel. The walls glowed red, like warm blood or something, like they were alive. The ground shook, as if the earth itself was breathing. I started walking, my heart was racing a lot. Then I heard footsteps behind me, so I turned to look what it was, and there was my best friend from class, pale, shaking. So she asked me if I did fall too. Before I could answer, the tunnel began to close in. The walls pressed together like throat of some giant beast. So we ran, we stumbled, and then we burst into a massive cavern. And right in the middle of it stood a clock. A giant grandfather clock. I never saw something like that. It was like 5 meters tall. Its hands spun wildly, ticking faster, faster and faster until suddenly everything froze. The water drops stopped in midair. My friend froze mid-step. Only I could move. I don't wanted to let her behind, but then a voice whispered, "You don't have much time. Go forward." So I had to let my best friend behind to save me. A door of light opened in the wall. I stepped through, and suddenly I was on a huge glass bridge, stretching over a city made entirely of glass, glowing towers, floating ships, streets in the air. It was beautiful. I liked it. I really liked it, but then the sky started to went darker and darker. A massive black bird soared above us, wings wider than mountains. With one flap, the glass tower shattered. The bridge cracked. My friend slipped, screamed, and fell into the abyss. I jumped after her, because in this moment she was again with me. I don't know how, but I left her behind, but then she was there with me. We didn't hit the ground, we landed on something soft. A flying carpet. It raced through the air, straight into a flaming portal. We crashed it through and came out in a forest. But it wasn't a normal forest. The trees had faces. And the eyes of the faces of the trees, they started to follow us. They literally looked at every step we did. Their branches moved like arms. One grabbed me, put me into the air. So I screamed like every other person would do. And then, out of nowhere, a silver wolf appeared. It leaped through the branch, freed me, and then it started to speak. "Follow me," it said. "Follow me." So, yes, the wolf called Tag. I started to realize what's happening. I literally thought I was in a dream, but I wasn't. I know it, because I felt everything. It led us to clearing, looked me straight in the eyes and said, "You have 3 trials. Fail them, and you'll never leave this place." We had no choice. The first trial was a bridge made of shadow, stretching across a bottomless pit. Every step we took, voices whispered in our heads. We didn't know what to do. We were literally so stressed. The shadows tried to pull us down, but somehow we made it across. So we came to the second trail, a lake, black as glass. When we looked in, we saw reflections, but they were twisted, evil versions of us. When we swam across, those reflections tried to drag us under. We barely escaped. And then came the third trial. A ring of fire appeared. Inside it stood a unicorn, white, glowing perfect. We thought we were saved. But the closer we walked, the more its body changed. Horns burst out everywhere. Its eyes turned literally black, full black. It wasn't a unicorn, I realized. It was a demon. The earth shook. The fire rose higher. The monster charged. I thought it was over, but then I remembered the clock. I screamed, "Time! Stop!" And just like that, everything froze. The fire, the monster, even my friend, all still, silence. But this time, it didn't end. A staircase of light appeared floating in the air. I climbed step by step until I reached a crystal doorway. I pushed it open, and found myself into a throne room. A hall full of mirrors. Each mirror showed a different version of me. I was so scared, and older me, a younger me, one that wasn't even a human. They all whispered together, "Choose." Suddenly one mirror shattered. From it crawled a shadow version of me. It grabbed my throat, and it whispered, "If I take your place, you'll never go back." I fought, I struggled, I screamed. The shadow pushed harder, I couldn't breathe. And then the silver wolf leaped from the darkness, slamming into the shadow. The mirrors exploded one by one, glass flying everywhere, and then the ceiling ripped open. Light poured down. It pulled me up higher and higher until I closed my eyes. I opened them, and I was back in class. Chalk on the board, students talking, chairs squeaking, everything normal. But when I looked down again onto my desk, there was something glowing. A small piece of burning ash. Warm, real. It wasn't a dream. Thanks for watching and supporting me. See ya, I love ya.